talked about the Rams move. The Niners have made one big move, Charvarius Ward. That's it. I think a lot of people would like them to do a little bit more a la 1994 when they made their last big push and won their last Super Bowl. So let's talk about the big names who are still out there and assume that the Niners might have a couple moves left in them. Starting with who you mentioned, Stephon Gilmore. So the Rams just upped the ante. The Niners have a nice cornerback. What about Stephon Gilmore? He's still out there. They were interested in him. What do you think?
I put a lot of stock into what Richard Sherman said. Richard Sherman is not going to say something like that about whether he would just go to the Seahawks or the 49ers without having some sort of correlation with that. Like, I really do trust him in that manner. So I'm sure that he's somebody that they've spoken to, and he's still out there as well, too. The issue becomes, and I think a lot of 49er fans' hesitance is, what would be the length of the contract? Would it be 3 years? He's 32. What you guys have to understand is, for everybody who was shocked yesterday about Von Miller signing a 6-year deal at the age of 33, is that those years are all voidable at a certain point. And especially the 49ers are kings of giving you a 3-4 year deal. And then after you get all your money in the first year, it's year to year. And you're not on the hook for anything, right? Did it with Quan Alexander, did it with Jerick McKinnon, did it with a bunch of other players, right? So that's their MO. So if you're hung up on the years, I wouldn't be so hung up on it, is that the 49ers know that they can give up front. The problem is right now, and this is the issue that most 49er fans have, if not all of them, the elephant in the room, the handsome elephant in the room. You have to get that money off the books right now at this point, somehow, right? Like, because Stephon Gilmore is not going to sit around and hope you get a trade going, right? Like, somebody's going to come ask and tell.
And there's only so many more players you can restructure to create space. Like, the easiest way is just to trade the handsome elephant in the room. I like calling him that. I'm not saying his name the rest of the thing until the handsome trade him, $25 million, boom, easy. Now you can 3-4 moves,
right? And look, there may come a point. I don't believe this to be true. There may come a point where the 49ers have to push come to shove, cut Jimmy Garoppolo so they do other things and fill this roster out, because you can't just fill it out in the draft, right? But I don't think they will. I'm going to tell you, 49er fans, I really think they're going to get a trade done. I just don't know when. I think the Deshaun Watson domino has to fall, because that's going to put people in positions where they need to move. So let's lay out a scenario real quick in that way. Deshaun Watson chooses the New Orleans Saints, which all indications are kind of pointing that way. That's not insider information. That's just reading the reports that everybody's putting out there, right? And the Falcons, I don't understand why the Falcons, other than he used to be from Atlanta, he's from Atlanta, would be a destination. They don't have weapons. They're not a team that's on the rise, and they still have to find a way to move Matt Ryan. So let's just say the Saints move, okay? So he moves to the Saints. Now, what happens with Baker? Because it doesn't seem like Baker's coming back. From all indications now is that Baker's on the move now. Whether he wants to or not, or what's going to happen, it seems like this is going to be a stare-off between the two of them. The Baker Mayfield would have interest with Indianapolis, putting him there. Now the Browns, what do? You come calling for Jimmy Garoppolo because he can operate your offense in a similar fashion. You want to run the ball a ton, and you want to just throw it here and there, and you want to play defense. That's exactly what Cleveland did with Baker. So all of those things, I understand everybody's just saying, like, get rid of the guy, but there's still a way where they can move Jimmy Garoppolo in these next few days, because apparently a Deshaun Watson decision is coming today. They can move Jimmy Garoppolo today, tomorrow, and still hope that those guys are out there and still be able to make moves for them. But yeah, Stephon Gilmore is somebody that, I get it. You don't want to pay for the older guy. That's what people thought about Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman took an incentive-laden deal. He fit in perfectly. That's exactly what you want. But I don't think Stephon Gilmore is going to come in for an incentive-laden deal. So you got to make sure that you have the money to take care of all that. But having Gilmore on this team, starting Gilmore and Ward on two sides, and then having Emmanuel Mosley be your slot corner, that is a formidable corp right there that can cover anybody, I think.
You know what the Niners could do, and it'd be hard. It's not in their nature with salary cap, but it's what they did in '94. Just give them a 1-year deal. Be like, Stephon, we're going to win a Super Bowl. We need you. Here's a 1-year deal. Come be our Deion Sanders like Deion was in '94, and then go to the Dallas or wherever you want to go after that. It would be so cool if the Niners did something like that. Now, I don't know if maybe they could do like a 2-year deal to make it more financially flexible, but I would love it if they got Stephon Gilmore. If Charvarius Ward was their number 2 corner and they could bring Gilmore in and he could play in the slot and you could have Mosley. I mean, are you kidding? Now you're talking about a team that really should be the best team in the NFC. I like that. I think he's worth the investment. I do.
Yeah. So and again, the 49ers have a way of, it's weird. In 1 year, they'll pay Jerick McKinnon before anything, or they'll pay Quan Alexander before anything. But most of the time the 49ers usually swing on those middle tier guys, right? And that's Gilmore's not that. Gilmore's at the top of that list, right? So it starts to make me wonder, what do the 49ers do? Do they bank on Jason Verrett coming back, paying him nothing, and then just seeing what happens with that? Look, I know.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying that's my reaction. I had a visceral reaction, not like a root for this team. Yes.
So yeah, Jason Verrett, are they going to wait on something like that? There's AJ Boye that's out there who didn't play too badly over there in Carolina. Again, pass rush will help. Again, there's moves to be made. So now we're really going to find out what the 49ers really believe, because paying Charvarius Ward was a good step in changing the narrative that they don't pay money to cornerbacks, right? That's a very good step, even though that's not official yet. Wonder why. Anyway, but they introduced their special teamer today, which was, big move, guys. So, you guys need to like pop the champagne on that one.
Yeah, that was a laugher. All right.
Yeah. But here's the thing is now you are looking at a place right now where you can have Gilmore, right? He's top end. And now you're really telling your fan base that you've changed your philosophy when it comes to the cornerbacks. And now you've invested, as opposed to not, waiting in the draft or something like that. Because, Emmanuel Mosley's found money. He was an undrafted free agent. Same thing with Charvarius Ward, who was an undrafted free agent over there in Kansas City too, which is something that's really impressive for him. He got, well, the deal's not official, but, we all indications of that. So the 49ers are kind of going out of their way to show you, yay, we're changing. Look, we're going with the times. We need coverage. And I think a lot of that has to do with what happened in the NFC title game. I mean, unfortunately, I don't want to like be overreactionary to one game, but if you have wide receivers that are really good, like the Rams do, it's tough to cover.